Welcome to Packmates, a podcast about Magic the Gathering Limited, where we talk about the current limited formats.
The Packmates are a group of friends that like drafting, going to F&M, and
hanging out.
Yeah.
Recording podcasts together.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can tell, we lost the script for our intro.
Now you're the end guy?
No.
And
I was just saying, I'm Ryan.
Oh.
And I'm Robi.
And I'm Andrew.
And
We are the Packmates.
got him. I heard the slander last week, and I don't appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's get into it. Let's get into it right off the bat. Let's just cut the tension. Let's fucking do it. How's that sound?
You know, I think it was a little bit of a stretch to say that that was the best We Are the Packmates.
I was
Could it really
popping
be
off at the mouth
an
last week.
actual We Are the Packmates intro without arguably my favorite member, myself.
Completely unbiased opinion.
I was
Really unbiased.
completely unleashed, free reign last week.
It was so good.
To say all sorts of wild stuff.
Could say whatever I wanted.
We'll get into it.
Oh yeah.
So what do we got this week, Ryan?
This week we're gonna talk about some Rochester Draft, some data, and then I'm gonna argue with Robi a little bit.
Ooh.
And then we'll have Andrew be our moderator.
Yes.
You have 5 minutes remaining in your argument.
Andrew's gonna have to pick a side at the
Who
end.
will argue the affirmative?
Alrighty, so what did we do last week, Ryan?
I mean, you were basically forcing everyone to do it, so I came in, literally came in, and the cashier was like, "Robi's trying to make everyone do a Rochester," and he shook his head and rolled his eyes.
Dang, sold you out like that.
It's so funny because, like, I don't even do good in Rochesters. I'm not even convinced I actually like Rochester drafting. I kind of find it a little bit more stressful.
You like to draft 8 different decks.
That's what I really like. I like to just, like, literally tell everyone what to do. Like,
And you also try to poison the people next to you to not take the cards you want.
like a little bit.
Hell, you do. You do.
Like, I think I never say anything that I think is like that destructive, though.
Yeah, but every once in a while you'll do a little misdirection, right?
Sometimes, like, somebody could maybe pivot into my archetype, and like we would both have bad decks.
You'd be like, no, that's not your colors.
Yeah.
You should probably stay the course.
Yeah.
So people that don't know, Rochester is where you open a pack, you lay it in the middle of the table, and then you get one card. The next guy takes a card in full vision of everyone all the way to the 8th person. The 8th person takes 2 cards, and it goes 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh.
Basically, the first person only gets 1 card in the pack, and then it goes down.
Oh, okay.
It is arguably the most tedious way to draft possible. It takes an hour and a half. Like, this last one took a lot longer, I feel, too.
It's very eye-opening, though.
How did
is-
it feel to like deck build after that though?
It takes like 2 seconds.
It
See, that's what I
literally
thought.
takes
So
like
I think
a
doesn't it
minute,
kind of
yeah.
like even out because like a
Kinda.
regular draft takes about like let's say like 40 something minutes maybe to get through a regular draft, right? Just
Yeah.
picking all the cards and then you got another
30 minutes.
30
of-
minutes on build time. So you're almost kind of there.
Yeah, it's close. Somebody timed it. How long do you think it was?
Oh shit! Somebody timed it.
Somebody timed it. How long do you think the drafting portion of Rochester
I
was?
think the drafting portion probably took you guys an hour
and a half.
and a half.
It
and a
did
half.
this time. Last time it
I
didn't take
think
as
we
long.
could shave it down to an hour,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's really nice that you guys do that at the end, of, sort of like coming towards the end of a format where everybody kind of is familiar with it. And
I
think
would
that's
think
probably
it
the
would
best
be
way.
fun to do it at the beginning too.
No,
Like,
a
that's where
3-hour
you
draft.
lose me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't take
I don't
people,
know
like,
that.
picking up
I'm
every
ready.
card.
Yeah, it would take forever.
Yeah, that would not be
trying
good.
to read them all.
Yeah.
But I think it's like weirdly kind of good for new players, which is like
yeah.
unintuitive because like it's really complex, like the dynamics of like hate drafting and all the other stuff, like knowing your lane and stuff like that. Like,
Well, I guess you can openly help them.
yeah, Yeah, and that's what we do.
And draft
for
their
sure.
deck for them.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, okay.
I
good.
draft everyone's deck for them.
Except mine, which you always hate.
I always Ryan visibly upsets me every single time we Rochester draft. And like for some reason I'm always right next to him. I'm like, oh, he gonna immediately piss me off.
Like,
Like
I don't think you understand. Like, I want more than anyone else to have like an uncontested lane, but it's never
but
there. It's
contest-
never there.
everyone else's lane.
It's never there.
Contest
The
every
first
single
time
other lane.
you contested my lane, I was in front of you the first time we did it, and you contested
I took the first blue-black card.
my
No.
lane.
No, because you took another blue-black card. I immediately like first picked a blue-black card. And then you got a blue-black card. You opened a blue-black rare and just hated it.
No, I ran it.
Yeah.
He ran it
I ran it.
and won the draft.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
went 2-1 in this one with a 4-color pile of nothingness.
It was a pile of nothingness, that's for sure.
So how did you find your lane in 4 colors?
Well,
There is no lane.
I got past.
Just take a look. There is zero lane here.
It looks like you rare drafted.
well, yeah. I mean, when you're getting past the rares, you just take them, right?
Yeah.
Like, here's the deal.
Yeah.
I was like 6th person in the pod, so I didn't get to open my pack and get like my rares or the person next to me's rares
Yeah.
until we were like in, right? Like we were ways in. Like I had 8 cards by the time I got to see my rare, or actually like 10 cards, right?
Oh, damn.
From pack 1. So
Jeez.
10 cards of pack 1 are out of the way by the time I get to open my rare. So, I mean, when you know that's coming and you don't know what your rare could be, it could be a thing that completely takes you out of whatever lane you try to carve out.
Yeah.
Don't you think that it's kind of correct to like just be flexible in those first like early picks?
I think it's just good to be flexible in general in draft.
Right.
Like, don't go so hard laned in because you'd leave yourself open to like just disaster a little bit, right? Like, you gotta keep a little flexible.
Okay, all right. Just to stop a little bit of the cap, you were taking merciless repurposings.
Best card in the pack by a lot that late. By a
okay,
lot.
but like that's not really carving out a lane.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not carving out a lane. I'm just trying to stay as open as possible. So that way when I open my pack,
But how is taking a double black card staying open?
because it gives me black X, or I can just splash for it with like lots of stuff.
Like you're gonna splash double black.
I did do that.
You did apparently.
I did do that. Like if I'm green, anything, or if I'm red, anything.
Hopefully next time hopefully next time whenever we're Rochestering, I'm not right next to Ryan.
You know what I really want to do against you? You know what I really want to do? Team Rochester.
Ooh.
My team versus your team.
All
Bodied.
right, I'll lay
Bodied.
down.
I'm laying down the official.
You always want to do team. I don't understand.
I'm ready to be first pick. I'm ready to be first pick.
You have to have your team too. It could be a 9-person Rochester.
Rochester.
I think it would be really funny to do like one of these weeks because normally we get about 20 people for draft. I think it would be so funny one week to all be in one pod, like a 20-man pod.
Oh,
I think that would be
I
really
don't
funny
know.
too.
what if we just did a 3-person Rochester, but with 9 seats, and we just hopscotch like leapfrogged every time? You have to draft 3 decks each. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be funny.
But anyway, back to what I was saying about splashing merciless repurposing. If I'm red, I can splash with beat stick. If I'm green, I can obviously splash. It's not that egregious to take it when it's head and shoulders above every other card, I don't think. Also, I took the Stoke the Flames, and Robi like had some concerns with that pack 1. And it's like, that's such a good card.
It's a
You know
good
what I
card.
mean? It's such a good
Got
card.
Convoke. It's basically free.
It's mid.
Stoke the
the
Flames
Flames
isn't
is kind of
mid.
mid.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
It's good. Stoke the
But
Flames
red's
is
the
so-
worst color, right?
Sure.
Are we still on that? We still think that?
We're all about not hitting red, guys. Right.
I mean, I
I'm
play
okay.
it.
I've been
I
taking
play
I've
it.
been playing it.
I'll play it.
randomly. Like I've been playing Rakdos a lot, but
Yeah, I'll play it, but I still think Stoke the Flames is like a very good signal to go into red.
Mhm.
It is weird though when you can see everyone, and I know the guy to the left of me is in white black, and there's a merciless repurposing sitting there, but it's like maybe I'm supposed to be in white black and you're not. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe I'm
he
just
was
gonna draft this.
between 2 black drafters and taking merciless repurpose.
it shouldn't make it to me. It shouldn't make it to me. If you guys are gonna
Well,
draft
if it
black,
made it through the
draft it
other
correctly,
person,
right?
but like you know that like you're just messing with my lane, right?
But like the colors you draft don't affect me if you draft the wrong cards. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I value a card way higher than the card you're taking, why wouldn't I take the card that
But
I
like,
value?
yeah, I don't know.
It's like if you saw me draft Merciless Repurposing and I kept passing you Nezumi Informants, you would still take the Nezumi Informants even though I'm taking the repurposing, right? Like
No. like if you were like hard.
we're talking about
Maybe
pack 1. We're still
Nezumi
talking about pack
Informant.
1.
Is that an Izumi informant on top of
I'm
this deck
lost.
when somebody took a merciless approach?
It was a lot of fun though. I did have a lot of fun.
It is fun to do the draft. I
Yeah.
do love.
Yeah, that seems really cool. I'm sad I missed it. I
Yeah,
was
that
very
was our
sad
one
actually.
ceremonious Rochester draft. We're gonna try to do every format, once every format.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I was trying
Once
to
it
push
starts
for
to
it.
get stale, I think is when you do a Rochester.
Yeah, yeah.
This format stale to you guys?
A little bit.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I've heard people saying that it's like their favorite of all time. I do like it. I really do like this format.
A lot of
quite
people
bit.
goading up this set.
Yeah, but I'm not quite there.
I
I'm not
love
quite
it. I
go.
love it. I'm like reaching my burnout level, right? Like I've done enough drafts that like it's like a bell curve for me. Okay, so like this is a Robi explanation. At the beginning of the format, I'm not very good at the format, and then I peak out at some point, and then the more drafts I do, the worse I get at the format. At some point, it's like a bell curve.
You're a head
And I'm like
case.
I'm on my downswing. I've already peaked.
You're just too in your own head at this point. There's too much data in there.
There's too much data and I can't make decisions anymore. And it just like actively sabotages me. But then what happens is like the next, like once I give up on the format and quit playing it, the next time I do it, like if it comes back in quick draft or whatever, immediately 7 wins.
Yeah.
I just need to like forget some of the data.
The super weird interactions that you're holding on to.
that
right
I'm
now.
holding on to that are sabotaging my drafts. But yeah,
Yeah, Rochester was a lot of fun though. I do
Yep.
like doing it. I think we should do more like wacky drafts like that mixed in.
I
the format.
strongly recommend to everyone listening, you guys should Rochester draft every format. It's fun. It's a fun thing.
It really makes you like look differently upon like all the people you draft with too. Like it's just eye opening. It's just super
Yeah,
eye opening. Like
Like the person who got second place
Mhm.
was taking some pretty wild picks. Like just immediately forced red black.
he
Wow.
didn't get second.
Oh, I thought you did.
Green blue got second.
Oh, really?
Green
Yeah.
blue.
Which was
That was a good one.
the furthest possible person for me, which was the other person taking my fixing
Yeah.
and ramp. So I was basically in the right lane.
Oh, the good green blue deck.
Oh, mine's not. You can't
even.
even call mine green blue, I don't think.
I mean, you got a lot of forests in here.
Yeah, we needed the forest pretty
You're
bad.
base green blue,
Yeah.
right?
Base green blue red, right? Splash black.
No,
No.
This is base green blue.
We need that beat stick, baby. We need that beat stick early. You know what I'm
It
saying?
looks like that was doing a lot of heavy lifting in this.
It was very good. Beat stick was very good. You know what else was sick? Deep root wayfinder. That's
Yeah.
a 2/3 that when it deals combat damage, surveil, and you can put a land from your graveyard into the battlefield.
Oh.
It was so good. I always hit a land first surveilled too. Like almost always. It's so sweet. when
Never
you hit that
misses.
land. Yeah. And I had 2 skidding surveyors and they were basically never seen except like one game. So that was pretty rough.
That was the emoji.
Emoti was sick. Merciless repurposing at instant speed with Cascade. Pretty good. Who knew?
I did.
Pretty good.
That's why I wanted to take the emoji.
Oh, man.
Ryan saw it before me.
Yep.
Jeez.
I love emoji and Demir. It's like one of my favorite Demir cards.
Yeah. Yeah. The instant speed Cascade is stupid.
It's so dumb, genuinely. That and with like artistic refusal is like the
Oh,
funniest thing in the world. dude.
Did you hear last week when I said that's what I want to do is red, blue, splash green for Emoti Convoke deck?
Oh yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Emoti's so dumb.
Yeah. Emoti's super good.
Yep. So I ended up just drafting Demir. It was like pretty mid. I splashed red for the mythic dragon battle.
Yeah, 2 damage to any
Invasion
target.
of her Tarkir.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a shock.
You splashed a shock?
Yeah, I splashed a 2-mana shock with 1 mountain.
You got any dragons?
Of course not.
You don't need dragons.
You don't need dragons,
When
right?
you're running 2-mana shocks.
Andrew, you tripping. You just beat it down with a preening champion, bro. And then you have a dragon.
Oh.
What
It
was
gets you the dragon.
what was that one dragon that used to do kind of what he did? Drakuseth?
Glorybringer? Oh, Drakuseth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the backside is like a mini Drakuseth, right?
No, it's like Glorybringer, bro. Like
What's
like,
Glorybringer?
Glorybringer was like the best rare in Amonkhet Sealed
I didn't play
or
Amonkhet.
Amonkhet Draft. And it was like this 4-mana dragon that had haste. And whenever it attacked, I think it dealt 4 to any target.
That's insane.
Wow.
It exerts though. Like it had to
okay.
exert. But yeah, it was like the dumbest rare ever. It just like
Jeez.
came down, nuked your board, and immediately killed you.
Yep, that seems pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good.
It's got like a bad glory bringer on the backside. That was pretty good. It wasn't very good, actually. It was like pretty questionable to just run like 1 mountain. I don't know. I was feeling crazy.
Yeah,
but-
you could have had 2 merciless repurposings instead of
Would that have been better as a
garbage.
merc-
I could have had 1 merciless.
No, you could have had 2.
The other one made it the other way around.
I wouldn't have took it if I didn't already have the first one.
Yeah, just rats and removal. Right? That's all it was. It wasn't very interesting, but I think that's all I got for my deck.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean,
It was
that's the
fun
moral of the
It's
story.
fun to Rochester Draft.
Yep. Takes a little longer to do the draft portion, but not really when you count the deck building part.
Yeah.
Like 20 more minutes, maybe 30 more
The
minutes.
deck building part, like, it genuinely takes like 2 minutes. Like, half the time people are sleeving up before we're even done drafting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know what you're doing. It's kind of really interesting to, like, draft in real life and build your curve like you do on Arena or Magic Online.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But, yep, I think that's all we got for Rochester.
Okay.
What's next, Ryan?
Um,
What you
so
got?
I did some data
What am I looking
at.
at?
So if you'll refer to page 2 of your dossier,
Page 2?
I have some all-time data versus the last 2 weeks of data. So,
okay.
and the first thing that we're looking at is color pairs. So all-time data has, Azorius at the top, Dimir second, and then all the other decks floating between 54 to 55% besides Orzhov, which was 53, right? And that's like, since the set launched, all the data. Last 2 weeks data is just last 2 weeks. And I like to think it's more of the tryhards that are still drafting the set, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's a lot of casuals that are still drafting the set after month 3.
Yeah.
So,
Calling me a tryhard, Ryan?
oh, that's what we are, right?
Yeah.
We are tryhards. I'm just saying, like. So this one has Dimir way down. Has Azorius as the top at 58.1
Wow.
in the last 2 weeks. Selesnya as the second best.
Ooh, man, that's creeping up.
Then Izzet, then Dimir. Anything else sticking out to you guys as crazy in the last 2 weeks?
Selesnya seems kind of wild.
kinda
I
interesting.
don't know. I haven't seen a lot of good Selesnya decks.
Yeah, I don't really run into them that much either, but it's there. Like, I think
I've always imagined how a good Selesnya deck would come about, but
Mhm.
I think it's uncommon dependent, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All white decks to some degree are a little bit uncommon dependent, I think.
Not Azorius, baby.
The
Ooh.
Marshals.
The marshals are mid.
Marshall?
Oh,
What?
you're talking. Oh, we're talking about different marshals. My bad. You're talking about the Lord.
The Lord.
Yeah, the Lord.
The Lord. Like, if you don't have the Lord, your Azorius deck is, like, significantly
At
worse. I
60%
I don't
win
think so.
percentage, Lord.
You can win without the Lord, though. Like,
You can, right? You just need a bunch of the 2-drop first strikers.
I mean,
right?
like that's like the same argument with like Dimir and Amonkhet, right? Like Invasion of Amonkhet.
no, because it's still fine without it, right? Like,
But so is
you still
Knights.
have, like,
That's what I'm saying. So is Knights.
like you have here the uncommons, And yeah, we'll get into those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
But yeah. So next up we have the commons all time versus the last 2 weeks, and these will all be posted on the video for you guys to look at, like while we're talking about them.
Oh, okay.
The big thing that we see is the top 3 are the same. Top 3 commons. Deadly Derision, that's the murder. It goes from first to second, not a huge jump. Preening Champion, as we all know, is insane at this point, right? And Afar's Dispersal, insane. All-time data shows Unsealed the Necropolis, Isaac Ataxius, and Cyber Cryptomancer. Those take a small hit. Volcanic Spite jumps way up due to people saying red's the worst color and not drafting it.
Yeah,
right?
it's just been underdrafted, so now it's actually getting some love here.
And then we got Temporal Cleansing still on both.
Wow.
Anything that pops out to you guys? Protocol Knight making the list is kind of insane to me in the last 2 weeks.
Nizumi and Format falling off.
Yeah, Nizumi Informant falling off, Converter Beast falling off.
Yeah.
Oh no, Converter Beast is
Converter Beast's still there.
Aerial Boost makes
Maybe
a little
that's a part of the white deck.
What's that?
Maybe Converter Beast.
The white green one? Yeah.
That seems like it would be a pretty important part of that. Final Flourish moving down a little bit.
Yeah, not too much, but a little bit. Isaac Ataxia is still solid. The crazy thing is all the blue cards in the top, 6.
Yeah, they're
right?
still really
The
high
top
up
10
there.
is basically like blue and black. cards,
Cryptomancer's
right?
still hanging on, man.
1, 2, 3.
Guy's awesome. Cosmic Hunger. Dang.
Of the top 10,
Cosmic Hunter is sick.
one card is not blue or black, right?
Yeah,
Like
in both. Well,
Yeah.
in the first one, they all are.
they all are, right?
And then in this one, the only one that breaks the mold is Volcanic Spite.
Yeah, and hardly. It's
Yeah.
I guess it's number 4, but yep.
But yeah, interesting data there. And then next we have the uncommons.
Ooh.
Invasion of Amonkhet and Halo Forger, the top 2 in both.
This is my argument for I think Dimir needs Invasion of Amonkhet less than Azorius needs Marshall Zephyr. Because there's so many good replacements for Invasion of Amonkhet, I think, in Dimir, as opposed to replacements for Marshall Zephyr and Azorius.
Okay, you want to hear my argument?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
It's you see how Halo Forager and Invasion of Amonkhet have a game drawn win rate of 60%. And then if you'll go back 2 pages and you'll look at Demir's normal win rate, it's 55.8%. So it brings it up by 5%. But then if you look at Marshall Zephyr's game drawn win rate, it's 59.4. It only brings Azorius up by 1.3%.
Are people playing Azorius without Marshall?
Absolutely.
I think so. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's uncommon. I mean, just like Dimir, you don't always see Halo Forgers. You don't always see Amonkhet.
You have access to one of these uncommons, right?
At least a one of a lot of the time, yeah. But you don't have to.
You don't have to, but it's important. I've never drafted Dimir where I never had Halo Forager, Invasion of Amonkhet, or Merciless Repurposing. The top 3 Dimir cards.
Yeah, that's probably fair. But you could, it would be okay. Because all the commons and uncommons are fine, right?
Yeah.
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 There's some sets of packs that just don't have those cards in them, right? There's some sets of packs that
I
just
don't know if
have
I'd
it.
be in Dimir without those, though.
But I think it'd be really easy if you just drafted commons correctly to just wind up in Dimir without ever seeing a signpost.
Yeah, but there's yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but
Deadly Derision.
when you get past a late Halo Forger or Amonkhet, you're quick to jump on it and be like, I'm Dimir now, right? But I'm saying if you never got past that, you would still end up in Dimir sometimes if they're passing you the Preening Champs, the Rats, you know what I mean? The Deadly Derisions, But yeah, I think so. Statistically, I don't think Marshall Zephyr raises the win rate as much as those others. I don't think it's quite as important. It is a very good card in Knights, obviously. Obviously, it's a very good card.
You know what's real wild to me now that I'm looking at it?
Artistic Refusal.
No. Render Inert.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at right now.
Where did that come from?
Bro, it's been good.
It's been good. Yeah.
I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Render Inert, but not actually in draft. So I think I'm starting to realize how good it is just off of the draw card.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
pretty
sick.
silly.
I think just hitting your own battles like was kind of nice too. And you're just like, okay, I'll flip the guy, draw a card.
I've been jamming
Very
it
good.
and I've been jamming it in a lot of drafts and
Huh.
into mirror decks.
I might need to.
I think
start
the
doing
invasion of
that.
Asgul is kind of interesting too. Man, that thing came up too.
Oh, it's been good.
Look at Ryev
been-
though.
Yeah, that's
What
What
nuts.
is that? What
That's
is
the
Ryan?
red white 2/2 for 2 that gives
What
your
is it?
equipped creatures double strike.
That's hilarious. That checks out though, because like the red equipment is real. Like Beatstick is very strong,
Yeah.
genuinely.
Yeah.
But yeah, Asgul's good. Asgul makes that black red deck super good.
Yeah.
That's the red black.
It's just a
battle.
good card, genuinely. Like
You know
like,
what? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a 2-for-1, right? Like a
Yeah.
body that makes him sack is always good, and
Yeah.
then it takes a little bit of work. But Furnace Reigns is up there high on both, and I don't think I'm playing that enough.
I'm not playing
in my
that
red
enough
decks.
either.
I've started to play a little bit more black red. It seems to be a lot more open. but
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very good. It's not
with these stats, though, I don't even know if you got to be in black, dog. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
you gotta be. in
These are some
black.
sick stats. These are some sick stats
You-
for
you
Furnace
gotta be in
Reigns.
That's why
black.
it
You
is-
got to
it's
be
like
in black
getting
to
high
be
too,
playing
though.
Furnace Reigns.
You can just steal their stuff and hit them in the face with it. It's
Yeah.
fine and make a treasure.
It's not bad. It's pretty
no,
good.
no. We don't have the data.
We don't have the data to
of
see if you have to be in
Furnace
black or not.
Reigns in like different archetypes.
I'll do some testing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I guarantee you right now, Furnace Reigns is only good in black red.
I
Ooh,
think.
I don't know about that.
See, I think it could be fine in Boros because it's kind of so aggressive that if you plan it out right, you could just win on the spot when you shouldn't have.
Yeah, but like its win rate's not gonna be that high.
Probably
I don't
not.
know, man.
Probably
Just
not.
one drop,
Like it's
two drop,
only
three drop.
good. It's
Reigns.
like that card is in every set, right? We don't
Yeah.
play that card in every single
Well, like-
set.
It depends on the set though. Like there's
So-
some really high volatility with the legendary creatures right now.
Yeah, and you know how Mind Rot's in every set, right?
I have to know.
We're getting fact checked right now.
You know how Mind Rot's in every set, Roby?
Yes, I know how much.
And you know how sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, right? Like when it makes a 2/2 zombie, it's good. And when it's just Mind Rot, it's bad, right?
All right,
This makes a treasure.
I'll get it. We'll sell this.
I'm
What-
just saying
What's
I'm shocked.
Fearless
it's up
called?
there.
I'm not
That's
even
the
sure.
double strike
That's the
guy.
double strike red guy. He's
I've
been,
been-
good.
I've been
Really?
high on him the
Wow,
whole
man,
time.
he crept out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He's been
I've been
good.
playing him the whole time. The whole time. Fearless called. He's super. He's dummy good. You just play him, you force blocks, and then you start swinging with him, and you force more blocks. And then if you couple it up with aerial boost,
Oh man,
Stupid.
aerial boost.
stupid.
All right. Opening hand win rate.
This is games drawn win rate.
Furnace
It's a
Reigns
mix.
In Rakdos, 58.5. What does it say here?
This is game drawn win
58.8.
rate.
Yeah, I don't look at that.
I try to do it because it's a mix of both of our favorites.
Yeah.
And also, I'm starting to see.
It's games drawn win rate is 60.5. Okay. In
Pretty good.
Rakdos.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And then let's check.
Let's see Boros.
Boros.
Yeah.
Okay. White, red.
I saw a flaw with improvement when drawn, by the way, when I was
Oh.
looking earlier.
We
So
do not need to fight on it.
no, I'm saying I found a flaw in it. You'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
All right, let me know.
So there's some numbers with really high improvement with drawn, some
Uh-huh.
cards
Yeah.
that have really low gamers played or
Ah.
games not found win rate because they're the most important cards of bad decks. So that's where improvement when drawn can be misleading. So normally
yeah,
you'd
yeah,
say
yeah.
Ryev would have a really high improvement when drawn because he's a very important card to a really bad deck, right?
Yeah.
What do you think Furnace Reigns win opening hand win rate and
Boros
Boros or games drawn?
game. Which one are we doing? You gotta hit
Okay.
your one.
Games drawn.
57.
55.
Okay. I already saw it, so
So-
it's 52.7.
Sick.
No,
Over half the game.
Below average.
Yeah,
below
that's bad.
average. 8 percentage points lower than in Rakdos.
That's bad.
How is it in?
It's-
Is it?
Is it? It's probably slightly higher because you're more likely, I think, to splash black in Is it? But let me look. We don't need to. We don't need to speculate.
We don't need to speculate.
We don't need to speculate. All right. Let's get predictions.
56.
57.
I'm gonna say 48.
Wow.
I think it's like
48.
48.
Stop.
Jeez.
All right. All right. What'd you say again, Ryan?
57. I'm sticking to it.
56.
So it's games drawn win rate is 46.7.
46.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
48% opening hand win rate. I was right.
What about
But yeah, like
what about Gruul?
it's not good in any deck but Rakdos.
Well, Gruul be
Yeah, I
splashing.
promise you, Ryan.
Gruul be
It
splashing.
really isn't good.
You tell me the win rate in
hard
5 colors
carried.
right now.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely hard carried by black, having sack outlets. That's the only reason why Furnace Reigns is good.
Bro, its opening hand win rate's bad in every deck.
No, it's good. It's super good in Rakdos.
That's true.
It's like 61 in Rakdos. Like, yeah, no, it's super good, but you only won it in Rakdos. That's my point.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll concede.
There you go.
Alrighty.
All right.
Any other shockers on here?
That was the big one, I think. That and Render.
Render Inert was the one that got me.
I've
Like
been
I knew
known
it was
to.
good, but I didn't realize it was that good.
Yeah, it's good.
We all knew Skyclave Aerialist was good.
I like how
Valkyrie
everybody's
was
got
good.
their sleepers that no one they're just not talking about. It's like, all right. You know,
I've been
like,
posting fearless skull decks
I've
on
been
the
saying
on
it,
the
yeah.
on the trophy decks
I'm
things.
talking
Like,
about the Render
Yeah.
Nerds. I'm talking about the Render Nerds.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah, it was my little secret.
It's
I
not-
didn't know. I've been playing it in different.
All these
formats, so-
edgelords over here.
I'm not the Demir expert, so like I didn't know if it was correct to be playing it, but I do
We
be
had a
playing it.
self-proclaimed Demir expert here.
I
Yeah.
did say to play it.
Yeah,
You
and
did?
I
Yeah,
listened.
you did.
I think I
Yeah.
listened
Yeah.
is when I started playing it.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing it a little bit, but it's like still mildly situational. I don't just jam in every. I need at least 2 invasions or
2 or 3 battles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 or
battles,
3
yeah.
battles.
And it's still nice to just like wreck an incubator token and draw a card.
It's nice, yeah.
It's kind of.
It's better to flip a
It's
battle.
kind of bad. Sometimes, like it's kind of sucks that like it doesn't kill an unflipped one.
I got punished by that.
Yeah, I've gotten punished by it too, where they just sack it.
They had one of those
They
things.
could
So
just do
like
that
if it's not flipped and it has 0 counters on it, it doesn't die, right?
Yeah.
It like just dies when you flip it.
Who cares though?
Tawashi.
Like you still dealt with it.
Was it what's the
No,
blue
because
one?
they can like final flourishing you. with
Yeah,
it.
they can get like a little bit of value out of it, sure, but
Yeah.
at least it's not a 6/6 or a 5. Or,
Some-
What's
Subjects-
the what's the
subjects-
blue enchantment that like draws you a card when something
That's what he's
flips?
talking about. Tawashi.
Tawashi's,
Corruption of
yeah.
Tawashi.
Yeah.
Like some decks like don't really care though. Like if you do that against like Rakdos, they don't really care. They'll just sack it, make their jury bigger and kill you.
Yeah, you don't really need it in Demir either against that stuff, I guess, because you have
Yeah.
dispersals, right?
Yeah.
Which are way better.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you play with a couple battles and you're in a pinch, you use on some Phyrexian sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we have next, Ryan? Is this our fight segment? So
Do we
last
have
week,
do we have a thing for like a boxing bell or something?
We don't need no bell.
Last week I was shooting off at the mouth.
Ryan
Tell me
said
about
that traumatic revelation is better than the rat. And
Hold on. In most matchups.
In most matches, yeah.
okay,
Continue.
I was there for
Ryan
that.
took a weak stance on that day.
Jeez.
All right, if you would have softened it a little bit. Like the thing about the rat though is final flourishing is probably your most important removal spell in Demir.
Aren't you just final flourishing the thing that you could have made him discard?
Like sometimes you don't. Sometimes they draw it, right?
Sure.
Like that's like the biggest thing is like Demir usually just wants things on the board for final flourishing. Cause that's like the removal spell that you have like the most access to.
Yeah,
most
it's
of
like the
time.
freest one, right?
It's the freest one. Like you don't always get deadly derisions. And like the fact that Halo Forager can get back final flourishing a lot. It like
for 2.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot better. So like that's like the rat argument basically.
I understand that, but like at the same time, like I'd just rather discard their dude. Like we can all agree that like discarding their best
It's so
card.
good.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
so
still
good in this
play
format.
Traumatic Revelation all the time. But
Yeah.
I think rat's better.
Like they serve the same purpose though.
Yeah,
kind of,
they
right?
basically do, right?
Like they're your 2-drop in a deck that doesn't have a ton of good options for 2, right?
I disagree.
What's the best thing you're doing on 2 in Demir?
Probably countering stuff.
On 2?
Maybe
on the draw. Maybe on the draw on 2.
That's where we super disagree because I think Dimir has the best 2-drops in this entire format.
That's wild.
That's a
So
wild
if you
deck.
look,
Wow.
all right, let's look at these top. Let's look at these.
Final
man.
Flourish is not a 2-drop.
It's not a 2-drop.
Assimilate Essence is not a
Final Flourish
2-drop.
is a 2-drop.
Bro, if
Okay.
you're firing off your Final Flourish on 2, it's because someone else played a better 2-drop.
Okay, so how many 2-drops are on this list? In all-time data?
Dimir has good spells that cost 2, but they're not turn 2 playables.
Assimilate Essence is turn 2 playable.
It is if you have a 3, a 4, and a 5. You know what I mean? If your turns are pretty planned out, you'll fire it off.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you rather Traumatic Revelation and then look at their hand and then save Assimilate Essence for the appropriate time?
Good, right? I still think it's good, but
I mean, obviously Assimilate Essence is good. I think Assimilate Essence is better than both the Rat and Traumatic Revelation.
Yep. I agree.
But I think firing it off on 2 is I have a bad hand and I have to do this. It doesn't feel good to fire it off on 2. But Traumatic Revelation on 2 feels
It's
really
when it's
good.
The best, right?
Feels real good.
I don't know. That's kind of the thing with the mirror. I think all the 2-drops are low key kind of replaceable because there's so many good ones, right? If you play with Skyclave Aerialist, that's an uncommon.
Yeah, that's an uncommon. But that's a sick 2-drop. Yeah, that is a sick 2-drop.
Yeah,
If you're looking at your hand and you have a preening champion and then I don't know, the Black Invasion that makes them discard 2. What 2-drop do you want in that hand? Do you want Traumatic Revelation? Do you want the Rat or do you want
Traumatic Revelation doesn't always hit though, right? It doesn't always hit.
It makes it 3/3. That's hitting. 3/3s are fat. Haven't you played Isaac
how many times
Ataxius?
have you Traumatic Revelation on 2? And the correct thing to take is just their 3-drop.
Honestly, maybe once.
Okay, then you
No, their
played
3-drop
it.
is no. I thought you were saying make a 3/3. My bad.
Oh yeah, you don't.
You almost
do
never
that.
make the 3/3.
You don't do that.
Yeah, you take their next play a lot of the time because you're always looking at a gripper removal, right? For when they get to their bigger stuff. Playing a Rat and jumping once, yes.
Countering their next spell in a meaningful way.
It is because every time you leave up 2 mana on 3, you take a big risk of them just not doing anything on their turn, right?
But that's fine, right?
Is it?
Kind of. Yeah, you still have your counter spell.
You still have your counter spell, but then are you going to do that again next turn?
It's the mirror, yeah.
No.
Yeah, you don't tap out if you don't need to.
You do need to.
Sometimes you do, right?
Yeah.
Then you just Invasion Wommaket them, right? And then you win.
Yeah, and then they play their good 4-drop, and then you lose when you could have just played your Invasion. I don't know.
It really curves out to the Invasion
I've done
really well, too.
It does.
Yeah.
Traumatic Revelation does curve super sick into Invasion.
Oh, yeah.
And Preening Champion
Preening Champion too.
is
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
Traumatic Revelation Preening Champion is a very sick turn 2 and 3 play.
Yep.
And then Amonkhet's I can just play this for free and get you know what I mean? You just look at their hand and
Yeah,
you're
you
like,
just
oh,
wait. You're just I
not
stripped
pressure.
the best card, and now I'm going to have the best card in
Yeah.
a couple turns.
But yeah, oftentimes you do take their next viable play because by the time they get to their late game stuff, you're going to be able to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
Ideally.
But-
It was interesting seeing that Invasion Wommaket went down to Halo Foragers. And apparently they're the same though.
Bro.
They're still
Halo Forger is Snapcaster made. It's it's just
Halo Forger
insane.
is very
Yeah.
sick, yeah.
And then you don't even have to work for it. Your opponents are just playing volcanic
I think
spikes.
you kind of have to a little bit work for it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Maybe.
There's sometimes one of my secrets is I play that one random 1 mana spell that destroys a creature that's been dealt damage. I play that in Halo 4 decks.
Yeah.
Way
That's
more
good.
likely because it's there isn't a lot of good 1 and 2 mana spells other than Final Flourishing.
It draws you a card, too.
Bro,
Yep,
Pretty sweet.
yep.
you always just take your opponent's volcanic spikes. What are you doing?
Yeah, sometimes your opponents aren't having volcanic spites because you're in the finals and actually winning, right? I'm just kidding.
When we're no.
Oh, man.
I'm capping. Whoa, truce.
But yeah, I did say last week though, I do think that Nezumi Informant is better against the worst possible matchup Dimir has, which is aggro.
Yeah,
Of course,
the
yeah.
stats do say that like Nezumi is like a full like 5% better.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I do think Traumatic Revelation is playable.
Well, like,
I'm surprised like it isn't like the numbers are bad. I've had like nothing but good success with it. Like,
isn't it like harder to play than Nezumi Rat though too? Like harder to pilot.
Of
kind
course, yeah.
Like you have to make a bigger decision.
The thing is too is like having information helps good players, right?
Yeah.
Like
More.
it's probably better at like the higher level of play.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
think.
Yep. But yeah, I think it also helps with like the problem of just getting wrecked by a bomb too, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It feels sick hitting a bomb with
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that.
don't want to be wrecked by a bomb.
Yeah.
Or like a chrome shark.
Or like what happened to me on the pod last week when I saw a sunfall and was like, oh, I'm just going to make a bunch of incubator tokens and never turn them until I have to.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
The information, it's like the same argument as duress and
versus like dispel or something.
duress and all will be
Ooh,
one.
what?
Yeah, because remember how I was like the duress guy?
Yeah.
You
I
were the
always
duress
was
guy.
like a strong proponent of duress
Makes it work 1 week.
because like, oh dude, I play duress every week. Sometimes I put 2 on my deck,
Oh my god.
bro. Like,
So
yeah,
bad.
duress is good. Yeah, like just having information is valuable, right?
I don't think it's valuable enough though. Like I think you have to get something else out of it, right?
Yeah, like any spell. like any non-creature spell, right? Like it's sick.
But like traumatic is like guaranteed to get something though. That's like why it sets itself apart from like duress.
Yeah, but like you're guaranteed to hit stuff with the rest. I've never not hit anything. Well, that's true. I've never not hit. Yeah, no, that's cap. Yeah. Like on turn 1, you always hit something, right?
A lot
It's like
of the
bad
time,
to draw duress, right?
Yeah. But traumatic revelation's still
It's
like
not
kind
that
of bad
bad
to draw.
Yeah.
But like it's better to draw a late traumatic revelation than it is a late Nezumi for
And I will say, yes, that is true. Off the sole fact of like corruption of Tawashi, right?
Well, just like in general, like a
corruption of
3/3
Tawashi
and
makes it a
seeing
lot-
what they have
a
in the
lot
late,
better.
like seeing what they have enables a ton of attacks, right? Like that maybe you didn't have enabled before.
And I will say, like certain decks, right? Like corruption of Tawashi decks or traumatic, that card's way better
Yeah.
because like I have yet to like have anyone ever bounce or kill or ever meaningfully deal with my corruption.
Oh
from
yeah,
Tawashi.
they
gosh,
just don't.
yeah.
Like it just sticks forever, right?
Yeah,
like,
they need the white like O-ring thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then by then they can't even afford to use it because they have to deal with the 5/5 that it makes.
yeah, like the 4/4.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Corruption of Tawashi is insane.
Yeah, it's so
Was it on the list? I don't even think it's on the list.
I don't think it was.
It's not. Ugh.
Yeah.
that's wild to me.
Get protocol night. Just chilling out there.
Well,
Protocol
Corruption of
Knight's a
Tawashi's-
common.
Yeah, Corruption
Yeah.
of Tawashi's uncommon.
Oh yes.
Protocol Knight, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I do think it is good in the Knights deck.
Have you ever played it in Dimir?
No,
I have.
Really?
Like sometimes you just need it.
because you didn't get a Halo charge scab.
Yeah, because you're just out of you got in the pod that had 0 Halo charge.
Because
scabs.
you were drafting the wrong thing for your seat.
last week there were 0 Halo charge scabs. We didn't see a single.
Yeah, there was
one.
only one beat stick.
Yeah, it was
The
a
whole
weird-
Rochester.
It was low key kind of weird. Yeah, like
Yeah.
literally
Pack
only one
variance
beat
is a
stick.
thing, though. I mean, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
0 Halo charge scabs.
And
That's wild.
one beat stick and like no, for some reason, like only one mutant, like, I don't know. There's a ton of like commons and uncommons that would have made my deck way better, but we saw 2 Blighted Burgeonings, like 1 Portent Tracker.
Jeez.
Like the packs were just weird.
Yeah.
Dang.
You know what's been like one of my favorite decks in this entire format? It's just the Halo Charge Scab mill deck, where you essentially just loop Halo Charge Scab with the
Unseal.
with Unseal the Necropolis, and that's like your only win con. That's been like my favorite deck this season.
Oh God. gosh.
It's like the turtle loop decks. Remember?
Oh gosh, we're so
Turtle loop
yeah.
decks. Yeah.
I was trying to break that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I'm just so glad Knights are on top after all these weeks of you telling me Knights aren't that good. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
It's just kind of interesting that aggro is like really a thing in this format. Like when we first started in this format, it seemed like a kind of heavier in.
How many times did Andrew say that this is a fast format?
I did.
You did at the very beginning.
I did at the very beginning. I turned out to be right.
Oh yeah, bomb heavy and then fast, right?
Bomb heavy fast, but like it was like that was the only way to get under it was like to be faster, and it turns out I was right.
You know what else it turns out? A 3-1 with first strike for 2 is absurd.
It's okay.
It's absurd.
It's okay. I haven't seen a lot of. I still haven't seen that much Azorius.
Wait till tomorrow. You're gonna see some
I've been
Azorius.
drafting it a ton. Like I've been drafting a ton, and I don't see it as much.
I'll be using some stats I learned today.
It says, and those 3-1s aren't even on here, but they are just
No,
like
they're pretty
super
good.
key in that deck.
Yeah,
They are super key.
Yeah.
Like they're the biggest signal that you can get into it. Like I think I spec'd on one in the Rochester just because like no one was taking them. And then there was only one of those ever. Those
Jeez.
two.
Yeah.
He got one, and I got one.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I took one of those super early because I was like, if no one's gonna take it, like, this
Yeah.
is the best white common, I think.
His deck was sick.
Was it?
Yeah, it was good. I made sure. It was right next to me. Yeah, I made sure.
Glad you made someone's deck good.
yeah. Couldn't help you. Couldn't help you at all.
How many games did you win?
Technically 0.
Well, I won technically 2 or just 2.
Yeah. Technically 0.
Technically 0. Never
Oh.
count a tie.
Yeah, he
it
had
was
tie.
like a tie, right?
He had a tie in round 3.
You had a tie.
Well, we
You got
just
a point.
gave up. We just quit.
What?
We literally just the Rochester took so long that I was like, the store was closing.
Robi was the last one playing,
Oh.
and he was playing the other O2. He was like, let's just not do this to ourselves.
Yeah, I was like, it went to game 3. I was like, I'm not playing in game 3. I'm really not. Good luck.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
It was
Good
fun.
times. Good times.
They let us do the credit however we wanted to, and we did a bracket, and that was super fun too.
Yeah, so that's another thing that we did right this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
What it is?
So like they let us just handle all the pairings ourselves. Because that's like a thing that's really important for Rochester. It's like
The big X.
to unincentivize hate drafting. The way that the opponents line up unincentivizes hate drafting. Because if you're taking bombs,
Get him
and
from the
like-
guy furthest away from you first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
can't
just like
play-
every other draft.
You can't play one. Yeah, you got to play.
Well,
Eight doesn't
it's,
play one.
it's like randomized.
It's not random at all. There's no randomness. There's 0 randomness in who you play.
I'm pretty sure that they are lining it up like that. Because like there's a lot of times when I'm playing.
Oh, we didn't line it up like that. Like there was no randomness in how we lined it up.
Oh yeah,
right?
we did it.
Yeah, they randomize
Yeah,
it sometimes. Like
normally
they
it's,
don't.
like,
the
randomized.
system doesn't really
So who
work.
played who? Like, did one play
5?
4? One
Yeah.
played 5?
One played 5, yeah,
2
and
played
it was
6,
like
3
a
played-
proper bracket, which
Okay.
Yeah.
helped a ton.
So you're only ever playing one of the 2 people next to you in the finals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was
That's what happens in regular draft too.
That's what's
No,
supposed to happen.
That's what's supposed to happen, but most of the time it's like random.
Sometimes it doesn't happen.
I don't think
The
this
only thing I
system
think we did wrong, Robi, in the brackets is we had, losers bracket for people that lost in the first round,
Mhm.
but then we just had the people that lost in the second round play each other, and I think that was wrong.
Oh.
Because then we had the losers brackets play each other, but when technically both of those 2 people should have been paired probably with one of the people in the losers brackets. So they had like an easier path to prizing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like we didn't set that up correctly, and so
Mm.
That's interesting because like Ryan wanted to do it single 11. I was like, bro, nah.
well, I mean that's basically what we did.
Yeah, kind
right.
of,
Like
yeah.
for the main prize.
Yeah, you
right.
got to do that.
And then we just had to figure out the.
We
other-
just did winner takes all.
We did all the X ones get $5, and then winner gets the rest.
Yep, which was cool.
Yep.
Interesting. Very
Yeah, it would be cool
interesting.
to. I'm glad we were able to do the bracket. I thought that helped a little.
Yeah, I did too. I thought that was good. So the other
Gotta
the
think
guy
about
that won
this.
got 25,
Yep,
and there's 3 X ones.
Yep.
50. Like each got 5.
yep. So is that all we have for this week, guys? What else you want to talk about?
I think so. Oh, joins this Discord to play Standard Artisan.
All right, let's give Ryan 5 minutes. Ryan, you have 5
I don't want 5 minutes. I just need one.
Okay, you
All
have
right,
1
give one.
minute
Okay.
starting now.
Play
To talk
Standard
about
Artisan.
Standard
It's super fun. It's all the draft decks that you wish you could have ever made. Andrew cheats in net decks, but that's okay. You don't have to. You can just make whatever you want, and it's super fun.
I play to win.
We're gonna be playing it in the Discord, and maybe we'll have a standardized time that we can just all get on and mash decks out against each other.
Yeah.
And there
Ryan
might
loves it.
be
Ryan's
I do
super
love
on
it.
it.
I love it.
I will say I got a Phantom challenge from Robi yesterday.
He did. And what deck was I playing against you, Andrew? Please explain.
It was an all-uncommon battle deck.
How many battles were there?
Oh my goodness.
This deck is my baby. Like genuinely my favorite thing in the world to play at this moment in time. But yeah, 32 battles.
Andrew,
I
beat
could have
me
won. Oh yeah, please.
on a mold to 4
Oh my god.
because he played the 1/1 Infect Death Toucher into the 1/1 Double Strike Infect, and I just didn't have an answer, and I just lost to like the best possible 4 cards in his deck.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Andrew had like the most ridiculous longest game ever.
Yeah. If I'd have just kept the damn removal spell instead of having the kind of save spell, I should have just kept the removal. I would have just won right on the spot. Instead, I let it go like another 20 turns or whatever the hell it was.
Oh yeah, I had like 8 cards in library. I was like, dude, on my deck myself. like once it gets going, it's like literally the funniest thing you've ever seen in your entire life.
It was pretty nuts. The render nerds were pretty good in that.
You know
Showcase
what
them.
really shined the most against your deck was the 4 mana or the 3 mana battle, that pink something for 1.
Yep.
And that was doing work because you had a
Yeah.
lot of X1s. So
Hey.
like it was like knocking out. And like the
double
way that it
strikers.
would work is like I'd like knock out an inspired overseer and flip my invasion of Amonkhet and steal the inspired overseer.
I had a lot of removal in that
yeah.
though. I was keeping up with that.
Yeah.
Crazy enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Standard Artisan. Ryan would love for you to play Standard
Yeah.
Artisan. Me
Yeah.
too.
Join us.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We'll mash out on the Discord. Just jump in. I made a Standard Artisan channel. And just
Oh, very
I made a
nice.
Standard Artisan voice channel.
nice.
Yeah, so
Oh,
so
geez.
just because I was trying to
Just,
play,
like,
I was
all
like,
in
I'm
now.
not just going to be in the text chat.
Okay, we're just all in.
So like,
Great.
yeah. Alrighty, so I think that's all we got this week.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
got anything? We'll catch you boys on the flippy flop.
Bye.
See ya.